so my name is Amanda Powell. I'm a UX designer at the Home Depot here in the Atlanta area. Like I said before, I'm visually impaired. But in this talk, I'm going to just talk about my journey in motherhood and the things that I've had to overcome right after I had my son, Liam, and how I get through it and how I got where I am today. Yeah, just showing some light on some things that people don't always talk about. So again, my name is Amanda Powell. Same thing, and we talk about my struggles and how I was able to find success. You can also look me up at the Amanda Powell on Instagram and on Twitter. So on September 13th, 2013, my best friend was born. My life changed forever. This is my son, Liam. He's now 7 years old, a grown man, honestly. But yeah, I was only 20 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. Sometimes I still don't know what I'm doing, just playing it by ear, but it's been going well so far. So a month after I had Liam, after I gave birth, I was having a really intense pain on my side. I ended up going to the hospital where I discovered I have an autoimmune inflammatory disorder. Basically, I have chronic inflammation throughout my whole body. It went from my kidneys, spleen, liver, bladder, intestines, jaw muscles, and eyes. This was 2 months after I gave birth. This is me during Thanksgiving. My family came to see me. I had to skip out on that. Ignore the filters. It was 2014. We were living back then. But yeah, this is just some of the things I had to go through. For the next 3 years, I was in and out the hospital. I said that the inflammation went to my jaw muscles, so I was only able to open my mouth less than an inch. So I dropped down to 80 pounds. I couldn't walk. I could barely talk. Really needed assistance from all my family, and as you can see here. So from about 2016 to 2018, my doctors feel like they found a way to help me just be a little bit more functional, like being able to be reintroduced to society. So they put me on prednisone, which is a steroid, and methotrexate, just to calm down my immune system and help with the levels of inflammation. It was still extremely difficult. I went back to working full-time, going back to school full-time, and taking care of my son primarily by myself. So I was happy to be at the hospital, but it was still a major learning curve. In the end of 2018, at this time, I was doing social media freelance. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I wanted something a little bit more challenging, something a little bit more creative. So I took a bet on myself and I got into UX design. I went to General Assembly. I was super excited based on all the feedback I heard, but I realized it was going to take a lot more work than a 12-week boot camp. So I spent all the time doing everything I could in and outside the classroom. And for about 8 months, I was just applying, and just kept getting dozens of rejections. But I didn't let it stop me, and I kept going despite not having insurance, dealing with this autoimmune disease and all the flare-ups from stress. Finally, I had my come to Jesus moment where I wasn't getting a job. It's been 8 months, and we're approaching Thanksgiving. So I just, asked the universe, asked God to give me any job. I would take it, be the best employee I could be. On Black Friday, I went to a local chain massage place, got hired on the spot, only as a receptionist, but I promised that I would be the best. So I did. 3 days later, I get a random message from a recruiter. I have trust issues with recruiters back then, but it turned out to be okay. It was a big company here in Atlanta. I was hesitant, but I got the job in 3 days with only one portfolio piece. Didn't have to go to the office, and I didn't have a design challenge. So that was a testament of just strength and perseverance, and hard work always opens up doors. So here's my first day at Home Depot. I'm bright, wide-eyed. All I wanted to be was a junior researcher, and that's exactly what I got. I was so excited. This is my best friend. We ended up working together. She does commercials and film for Home Depot. So I was really excited. fast forward, here are my selfies that I was sending to my friends when I was over it. So one of my coworkers left a month after I started. So I went from a junior to a senior, basically, because I'm a contractor. So it was really stressful. I didn't really have much help. I had a few key people on my team who kind of helped guide me as best as they could in that contractor relationship. But it was really difficult, and the stress started taking a big toll on me. I was getting inflammation on nodules on my feet. I couldn't walk, and I found out I have cataracts. I've always had uveitis. That is what my disability is. That's basically just high levels of inflammation in the eye, and the cataracts is kind of like a cloud, but I can't get them removed because of my high levels of uveitis. Fast forward to lockdown, you can see my son on the left enjoying working from home. On the two pictures on the right, I had an allergic reaction. I was getting an infusion medication, and that was my first trip to the ER. I had to get an EpiPen. 0 out of 10 recommend. I'm gonna speed this up because I'm running out of time. And the flares just kept going back to back to back to back. So here you can see me just like crying over it, a lot of bed rest, hanging out with my son, trying to just make it through 2020 like everybody else. And in regards to my eyes, I have to get steroid injections every 6 months. So here's me when I didn't know it was coming, kind of freaking out, but it all turned out okay. Oh, this is right after I submitted my black and night talk. So I had a flare up in the bottom of my neck, in my lymph nodes in my neck. So 2 days after I submitted my video, I got the flare up, and then I was in the hospital 4 days later. But I found I got accepted, so I was pretty happy. Oh, these are getting real. I've never shared these before, but on the left, that is when I had my liver biopsy, and I was on 80 milligrams of steroids. So that includes like moon face, as you can see here. This was back in September. Also, mania is another big problem. So just dealing with that while working from home, digital learning, just getting through it basically. But we're taking a turning point. So the past month and a half, I've been on a new medication called Kineret, and it has brought my inflammation markers from the high hundreds to about 15, which is pretty great, and it hasn't been that low in the past 7 years. Trying to get back to my new normal, trying to just get back on track and stay strong. Liam is really, he keeps me grounded and keeps me focused. Thanks for my, in conclusion perspective, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't just have a positive perspective. I'm not trying to diminish anybody's hard times, but me personally, that's what helps me stay strong, and that's what keeps me going and grounded and grateful. So you're not alone when you feel like times are hard. There's always somebody who can help you and is going through something similar. Thank you. I went over just a little bit. If y'all have any questions about me, UX, being like visually impaired designer, my autoimmune, or if you just want to say hi, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Amanda Powell. If you want to book me for a talk or a workshop, my website is Amanda S. Powell, and I'm on LinkedIn. So say hi. Thanks.